Funded Futures Family, 4 plans, 2 drawdown options, no daily loss limit. This video explains everything from drawdown types, pricing, trading rules, and payout structure. This is the ultimate all-in-one video about Funded Futures Family. You are at the right place. Let's get right into it. Funded Futures Family, or FFF, is a US-based futures platform founded in 2024. As of mid-2026, they have paid out over $20 million to traders, with a 4.7 out of 5 Trustpilot ratings and nearly 3,000 reviews. The model is simple. Pay a monthly fee, pass an evaluation, get funded, hit your winning days, and get paid. They support 4 platforms: TraderVate, TradingView through TraderVate integration, NinjaTrader, and WorldCharts. Your choice comes down to the commission rate attached to each platform. FFF offers 4 account types: Prime, Premier Plus, Velocity, and Straight to Funded. Account sizes ranging from $25K all the way to $150K. Before we go through the plans, FFF runs regular discount promotions. At the time of recording, use the code A2T will give you 80% off Velocity and 40% off Prime and Premier Plus. The savings are significant. Throughout this video, you will hear us talk about the drawdown to profit target ratio. This is how tight the evaluation is. The ratio tells you how much you need to make relative to how much you are allowed to lose. And true backing per dollar. Every dollar you spend on the evaluation gives you access to a certain amount of FFF's capital to trade with. Prime is the standard evaluation style. They use end-of-day trading drawdown. There's no consistency rule during the evaluation. You can pass in as little as 1 trading day. Once funded, Prime carries a 40% lifetime consistency rule. We will cover more about this in the payout section. For Prime account, the 50K account is the one to buy. The best mix of an easy pass and strong backing per dollar. Premier Plus is for traders who want the cleanest funded account experience. The key advantage is simple: no consistency rule on the funded account. Premier Plus comes in 2 drawdown configurations. The end-of-day drawdown, same as the Prime. The floor only moves after market close. The drawdown to profit target ratio here is 1:2 on the 25K and 50K accounts. You need to make twice your allowed drawdown to pass. It tightens slightly on the bigger sizes, running about 1:2.4 on the 100K and 1:2.25 on the 150K. Once funded, there's no consistency rule. For Premium Plus end of day, buy the 50K account, which is the easiest ratio on the plan and near the top of backing per dollar. And for the intraday drawdown versions, the floor moves in real time and your unrealized profit increases. More demanding, but the evaluation cost is lower. The ratio here is 1:1.5 on the 25K and 50K accounts, stepping up to 1:2 on the 100K and 150K. For Premier Plus intraday, the 50K is also the peak, tied for the easiest ratio, and good value on the backing per dollar on the plan. The 150K is also worth considering if you want the highest backing per dollar with only a slightly harder evaluation pass. The funded account rules are identical to end-of-day Premier Plus, absolutely no consistency rule. Velocity is the budget entry point. You get 80% off using A2T code. It has intraday trading drawdown and carries a 40% consistency rule during both evaluation and funded stages, minimum of 3 trading days to pass. The drawdown to profit target ratio on Velocity is the tightest of any FFF plan. It runs from about 1:1.8 on the 50K up to just over 1:2 on the 25K, 100K, and 150K. And during the funded stage, the 40% consistency rule stays, but FFF offers a no consistency rule add-on to remove it that completely removes the minimum trading day requirement, allowing you to request a payout as soon as you hit the required profit, up to once a day. Straight to Funded skips the evaluation entirely, one payment, immediate funded account access. And the consistency rule is 25%. And for account sizes, the 150K gives you the best value. A $6.13 of drawdown for every $1 you pay, more than double the 25K's $3.04. The 150K options is the ones you should go for. The scaling plan applies to all simulated funded accounts, including straight to funded or after you pass the evaluation. The idea is straightforward. As your realized profit grows, FFF unlocks larger contract sizes. 2 things to understand before looking at the numbers. Scaling is based on end-of-day realized profit only. If your profit crosses a threshold during the trading day, your contract limit does not update until the session closes. The 10-second rule. If you accidentally exceed your allowed contract size, you have 10 seconds to bring your position back within the limit. The scaling plan is designed to grow your position size in line with your actual performance. Trade within the limit, track your realized profit at the end of the day, and you will have no issues. Now let's take a look at general trading rules. These rules apply across all account types. Markets are open for trading except between 4:15 p.m. and 6 p.m. EST. All open positions are automatically closed at 4:15 p.m. EST. It must close manually. Overnight holding is allowed. Weekend positions are not. News trading is allowed on all accounts, including through Tier 1 events like FOMC, CPI, and employment reports. However, traders are still expected to manage risk responsibly, since risk and slippage can widen sharply during high-impact news releases. They monitor trade holding time closely. Over 50% of your total trades and over 50% of your total profit must come from positions held longer than 10 seconds. An account left idle for 2 consecutive weeks, automatically marked inactive and closed by the system with no restoration possible. And you can have up to 5 simulated fund accounts per user or household. And this will result in immediate account closure, bots or EAs of any kind, VPN, VPS, and proxies. You may manually copy trades between your FFF accounts only. External copying is forbidden. Any system that increases size after losses to recover. Trading a futures product within 2% of a CME daily price limit. There's a maximum withdrawable simulated profit of $100,000 per user. Profits above that threshold require FFF to manually extend the cap. Payouts go through RISE, a contractor payment platform. Complete KYC verification and sign a contractor agreement before requesting your first payout. They allow you to keep 100% of the first $10,000 you make on SIM-funded accounts. The standard 90% split only kicks in after that initial $100K is withdrawn. Before requesting a payout, you need to accumulate a minimum number of qualifying trading days. A qualifying day requires at least $200 in net profit. For Prime and Velocity, minimum 3 qualifying days between payouts. Premier Plus, minimum 5 qualifying days. Straight to Funded, minimum 7 qualifying days. Velocity with daily payout add-on, 0 minimum days. Payout caps and minimum profit requirements. On a 50K Prime account, your first payout is capped at $2,000. From the second payout onward, the cap increases to $2,500. Additionally, you must hit a minimum profit target between requesting depending on the size. 300 on the 25K, 500 on the 50K, 750 on the 100K, and 1000 on the 150K. And with the Velocity plan, on the 50K, your payout is capped at $1,250 per request. You are required to generate a massive $3,000 in realized profit between each withdrawal. And on the 50K straight to funding account, your first 3 payouts are capped at $2,000 each. For accounts that carry a consistency rule, Prime, Velocity, and straight to funded, the consistency requirement scales progressively from your first payout up to your 6th payout. And after 3 approved payouts or $10,000 in total withdrawals, they may move you to a live account. If you qualify, they will email you the next steps. If you want the best capital efficiency, go for Premier Plus Intraday. If you want a cleaner funded account with no consistency restrictions, Premier Plus in either drawdown version is the right call. And if budget is the priority and your ad produces consistent daily results, Velocity with the activity code is a good choice. And if you want to skip the evaluation entirely, straight to funded option gets you in immediately. Use the code activity at checkout, 80% off Velocity, 40% off Prime and Premier Plus. Link in the description. And now, I'll see you in the next video.